So first of all, I'm going to kind of start with a couple of tools for YouTube. Certainly, we really gotta be there. I mean, it's for videos of all kinds, not just certainly sales videos or anything like that, but these crucial relationship building tutorials, tips, tricks, the things that get people to know, like, and trust you. YouTube is where you want to be because it is literally a video search engine. So there's a couple things that we can do to make our YouTube lives easier, then that's kind of an interesting thing. So I came up with two that I'm going to kind of touch on here for you today. One thing that a lot of people kind of struggle with is how to get YouTube videos onto their websites, either their blogs, on a page or a post, something like that. And in YouTube, you probably know you can do something called embed. So we can take a YouTube video and we can grab an embed code and we can just paste that onto our website, and boom, everything just magically happens. Well, the issues there a lot of times are that there's a lot of junk that can be associated with the YouTube player, and there are tools out there that will let you kind of customize that, and here's basically one. So this is a kind of an interesting one. It actually comes from the developers of YouTube, and it's basically this page you can go to, and there's a kind of a full-blown tutorial on how to do this, but basically what you can do is mess around with certain settings. And the things that we might want to kind of change are maybe something like, let's see. One thing that people struggle with is setting the default quality. So in a lot of cases, I will set this to HD 720, and you can set custom sizes. This is extremely handy when you are especially posting on a blog post. My blog theme, for example, I know that 580 is the width that I want to have. So this is going to go ahead and now let's update the player size. Going to go ahead and change things for me, and you can also have it turn off things. I'm going to show the player parameters. Turn off things like auto hide the controls or autoplay, or make sure things like the dreaded related videos don't show, or to do modest branding, which kind of fades out the YouTube logo. So there's all these kinds of things you can do that not a lot of people know about, but you have to basically go in and customize this iframe code that we get to embed from YouTube. So this is a way to generate all of these things and not really have to kind of mess around with stuff. So we can go in and use little tools like this to make our selections and things like that. So this also does a preview. So for all the settings that I just used, this is what it's basically going to look like. And then I can just copy and paste this code pretty much on any website on the planet nowadays, right? Works great on WordPress, all that good stuff. So that's kind of a handy one. There are others out there. One that I really kind of am liking is one called TubeBuddy. Have you guys heard of TubeBuddy? This is kind of sweet, and I'm going to kind of give a couple of cases as to why. So I'm going to go over to my YouTube channel for a second here. So I'm on my YouTube channel, and the thing about TubeBuddy that is kind of interesting is that what you'll notice here is that it is literally integrated right into my YouTube channel. So I have all these little red TB things over here, and TubeBuddy gives me access to a whole bunch of tools that work right inside. So for example, the little embed code thing that I just kind of showed you, well, let's just go take a look at a video for a moment. So let's say that I wanted to embed this video on my website. I would go down here normally to Share and then Embed. And this gives me this code, this iframe code. And you can do a couple of things in YouTube, like show player controls or turn off suggested videos and change those video dimensions and stuff, which works kind of handy dandy. But with TubeBuddy kind of sitting here right inside my channel, I get access to all kinds of cool things I can do, like an advanced embed. So it gives me access to all those other parameters that I can use to customize the way my video player acts and behaves. For example, I could have the video loop or disable the play controls, autoplay, the modest branding. All these things aren't available, right within the YouTube embed. But what I like about this, I want modest branding. I want it on, so I'll check that. I want to hide the video information so people don't get a clickable thing up in the top. And I also want to hide suggested videos at the end. If I'm embedding this on my blog, I probably do not want any of this stuff in any way, shape, or form. So now I would just copy this and paste it on my blog in the text part of a post, for example. The thing I like about this is that, boom, it's right here, right within YouTube. And the thing with TubeBuddy is there are a bunch of free things that you can do. That's one of my favorites. Let's see, what were a couple of others that I liked? There's also a thumbnail generator. One of the things that's kind of a pain is creating thumbnails for YouTube videos. Man, you really want to have them. You really want to have good thumbnails because, that's how things get clicked and watched. Oh, these are pretty. I think I'll watch that because I like the thumbnail. Seriously, I mean, that's how people pick videos to watch. Well, as opposed to like creating them in Photoshop or GIMP or I don't know, Pixlr, whatever other tool you want to use. Let's go back to my videos here. So I get a quick dashboard thingy, and let's say I want to create a new thumbnail for this guy. So I can go click my TubeBuddy stuff here and go to thumbnail generator, and YouTube will kind of generate some guesses at thumbnails by taking a few snapshots in time. But with this I can actually go through and pick any frame that I want, okay, and basically just pick it. And then in addition to that, I can add things like text, right, test text or whatever, and you can upload your own fonts if you get to an upgraded license, and we'll talk about that in a second. But even just right out of the box, let's put a red or a black outline around this, and I'll add it. Put it where you want it, resize it, do stuff right here in YouTube, and I can add images and shapes and kind of whatever you want to do to maybe make a thumbnail kind of a thing, delete stuff, send it forward and backward. It's really just kind of handy. The other thing that's kind of neat is that you can save these as templates if you upgrade your license. So I could kind of maybe create a background or something and upload it and use it, but if I want to save it as a template that I can kind of use anytime, then they also have like a pro level thing here. So I'll put a link in TubeBuddy. That being said, there are like 5 or 6 things that you can do for free that are really just kind of sweet. Now, my basic take on this is that if you are really looking to buff your channel out and get things like some of the SEO tools, I'm not going to go over a ton of them here. We'll do more tutorials on specific ones that are pretty useful. If we go, you can kind of look at all of the different things that you can do, and I like that it's nice and clean, neatly laid out. If I click here, this goes to the individual tool page. So this is the advanced embedding stuff we just looked at. There are really outstanding video tutorials, and these are done by the Video SEO guy who does just amazing tutorials. There's tips and tricks and all kinds of stuff here. It's really just a handy dandy thing and pretty well laid out, right? So that's one of my new favorite tools. If you start getting into areas where you are really focusing on your channel, then some of these tools in the upgrades will certainly be pretty much worth it. But for a lot of folks, just the stuff that you can do for free is probably going to be pretty sufficient. And I haven't been through all these tools yet or anything. In fact, I haven't upgraded my account yet because I wanted to play with the free stuff first. So I don't have a comprehensive, and I looked here, I didn't see one. I don't have a comprehensive list of what you can do for free yet. But I haven't really looked for that. So we'll see if we can dig that up and stuff.